Alexa, lights on. Welcome in, friends. I hope everybody is doing well. We're going to be doing one of my favorite things today, which is taking a little golden book and turning it into a journal. So welcome in, and we're going to go ahead and turn you guys down, and hopefully there's not going to be too much glare. Alright, so this is the little golden book that is the fairy tale that I have chosen. Hey there, Miss Amy. Sorry about that. Please forgive me. But I'm here. I am here. Let me actually pull myself up so that I can see any comments if I need to. There I am. Okay. Alright. So, little golden books. Of course, most definitely. As soon as my phone got back on the internet, I was able to say something. Hello there, Miss Kathy. How are you, dear? I sent you a message earlier. Hopefully you got it. I haven't had a chance to check things. Yeah, really? So, don't get me wrong. My absolute favorite Disney princess story would have to be Beauty and the Beast. Growing up, I could pretty much recite the whole movie and sing every song like I knew the whole thing like the back of my hand. And then Mulan came around, and I loved it and evidently played it so much that my oldest son, that was his favorite movie. Yay, awesome sauce. Hello there, Miss Glenna. How are you? So, with little golden books, we know they have the iconic little, you know, the ribbon on here. We want to take it off. These are held by glue. It's held just by a little bit of glue. So, you can, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to heat it up so it can come off, okay? But yeah, Disney, the Cinderella, I always love a story of an underdog, okay, where, you know, the person least expected, or the one that nobody thought is actually the one that's going to come through. Hi, sweet Cindy, how are you? And, so this is just going to warm up. Now this one is a little bit of a newer book, so it will take a little bit more heat to get this to soften the glue. Oh, you need visual directions? Well, here's your visual directions. Now, the older the golden book is, let me tell you, the least amount of heat you will need, because they pop up so easily. Aw, thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Okay, so let me show you guys that it has literally gotten to where it'll pop off now, okay? Alright, so now I'm going to do the back side, because the back side obviously is still connected. And I love taking these apart. And I do this method even when the book is older and maybe it's starting to fall apart, because I like to save the ribbon as much as possible. Okay, because then you can add the ribbon on afterwards whether you put it back on the spine or you want to utilize this, you know, inside, or anything that you want to do with it really. But I save this, okay? It's already dried, so the glue is not even tacky anymore. Okay. Little golden books are held together by 2 staples. So you're going to need either a staple remover or something sharp, pointy. I will say I have broken the point off of mine, if you can see that right there, from doing this. So just know that it will happen. And please, please, please do it away from you, okay? Don't do it towards you, just in case if it slips, nobody gets hurt. Well, what I'm doing is I am literally just going to lift these staples. That's why I said if you have a staple remover, okay, you can use that as well. So first I'm going to do the 2 that are pointing towards me, put them upward, turn it around, so now the other ones are pointing towards me and I can lift them up. Okay. I have seen where people come in and just chop all of this off, and it makes me mad. I will be 100% honest. It makes me mad, because then you end up having to cut your pages, and so you lose part of the pages. There's no need to cut these down, because we will reinforce these, so there's not a problem with that. I did that one. You know, if anybody ever asks if I actually use my tools when I'm crafting, yes I do. Yes I do. And like yesterday, I forget who I was chatting with, and I'm like, oh, I think was I in your live and I was saying that I was using power tools? I was using my hubby's power tool and I was making holes in the pewter pieces from a Monopoly. I'm going to turn them into charms. So yes, I like my tools, but I also really use them a lot. Okay, because there's still going to be a little bit of residue, and these are actually very tightly put together, you're going to bring your craft knife in here and you're just going to turn to pry this open a little bit. Okay, all I'm doing is I am prying this up. Okay, but now you wonder how you missed it. Yeah, I said it in somebody's live that I was using power tools, and that's why I wasn't chatting too much. Oops, there we go. Okay, so there's the back. I still have very sharp pointies, so don't mess with them. Okay, you're going to see your 2 signatures. Now, I have taken apart a very old little golden book where it only had 1 signature, but for the most part there's 2. Okay, and again, I'm just using my craft knife to help me kind of, you know, bring the pages up, and you're just going to pull them very gently over, because you don't want to damage the pages. There's signature number 1. Okay, I'm going to pull the next one apart. Wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. Yeah, sometimes wiggling is, you're right, sometimes we can wiggle for a little bit and it'll work. So there we go. And there's the second one. Now I still have these pieces in here. Okay, very carefully you can come in with your craft knife and lift them. Again, my blade is away from me, okay, and I do this on purpose so that if it does slip for whatever reason, It doesn't take my hand with it, okay? This one is just being very, very stubborn. There's that massive thing. Come over here. Again, keeping the blade away from you. And just wiggle up and out until it comes out. So, there's no need to keep these big old staples. So in the trash they go. And this is what you're left with. Okay? Backboard, front board, and 2 signatures. Okay? Now this, you know, they have movement from where the book had bent, right? And this is where a lot of people come and cut it. There's no need to do that. You just keep it the way it is, and you can reinforce it later. Alright. We need a piece for our spine. Okay. So I'm going to bring my box of scraps. I love my box of scraps. Scrap chipboard. Because bibbity bobbity boop. That one works perfect. Okay, so this is about 1.5 inches, which is about kind of where you want it. I mean, you could go just 1 inch. What I do need to do is I need to fix the height. It is way too long. So I'm going to trim that. I'm going to trim it down. And I know this is why this blade is all messed up, is because I cut my chipboard with it. But it's okay. It'll be alright. Okay. So, I have done... Hey there, Miss Kimberly. We are taking a little golden book and we've taken it apart, and now I am going to build a spine on it so that I can make a journal with it. So maybe you have your favorite fairy tale golden book that maybe you've kept from your childhood. This would be a great way to, you know, revamp it, give it new life. You do? See, I need to look into something like that, because I eat I eat up those blades like there's no tomorrow. Okay, so I've done these before, and there's multiple ways that you can go about doing this. There is my typical way, which is putting tape down on both sides and then covering it. Okay, now there's not really much marking on the inside. Sometimes if there's a lot of writing, then you really want to cover the inside. This one has a little 1 on it. It's not bad, really. So it doesn't need to be covered on the inside. Okay, so what I am thinking is I'm going to do a bit of a different spine than what maybe some of you are used to, in the sense of what I normally do. Okay, See, that would be so cute if you could take them and revamp them into, you know, pretty journals. And if you've kept anything special, you can add it into that. That would be really cool. Also, if you have kids that are into certain themes, these would be really good for children, grandkids, nephews, nieces, for them to have a very special storybook, because we're going to keep the story intact so you can still read it. But then you also have pages where you can add to the story and make it your own. Alright, I'm going to grab some paper. That I have, and I think it's a little too dark that way, but this way will be okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a spine flap for this book. Like I said, it's very different than how I've done them in the past, so I do want to show you guys this way to do it. See, I don't have anything from my childhood because, yeah, it just, you know, when I did try to recover some of my items, the woman that my dad was married to at the time had helped to put distance between us, which obviously made things hard. And then later my father lost everything, so I lost access to all my stuff. Everything from baby books, everything was gone. Okay, so we're going to start by getting our chipboard. Well, hello there, dear. How are you? I'm Snow Crafty. How are you doing? It is nice to see you, friend. Yes, you're not lucky. You are blessed that your parents are still together. You know, I wanted my children to not have to go through what I went through growing up. But that was not the case. So I've tried my best, though, because it is all that we can do. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something first. Is it going to be long enough? Maybe. Hello there, Miss Mary. How are you, my friend? Thank you for popping on. I do appreciate it. Come here. This thing is... Oh, wow. Yeah, so my parents divorced, remarried a year afterwards, got divorced again. My mom disappeared for years, and then my dad ultimately ended up remarrying many years later. Alright, so I did cover the part that's going to be kind of visible. Maybe should have waited till I put that down, but it'll be fine. It'll be okay. And now we're going to put this down. And you can do this type of spine for any book, really, even the ones that you build from scratch. And my mother, so technically my dad only married 2 women in his life, even though he married one 2 times. My mother has been married to 3 different men, and I guess I wasn't too far behind because so have I. So this is double-sided, okay? And I just realized that I did this wrong, because I wanted the blue to be that way, not that way, because how much is it gonna clash? It's not gonna be that bad. It'll be fine. I know, right? It's super cute. Going through this stash of stuff, this is the only page that's like this, but it's adorable with the little rosettes on it. It's so cute. Okay. So we are going to take my extra large bone folder, 99 cents, in the kids section, Hobby Lobby, where the origami paper is. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I guess it's just a family trait, because my brother has technically been married 3 times as well. Biggest difference is this is the first time he's had kids, was with his current wife, and she's a doll. So God, I hate this glue. So yes, I have no clue where that paper came from, but it is so stinking cute. And like I said, I figured it'd be perfect for this. And it was a 8.5 by 11 too, so definitely a different type of paper. Don't know, because there was no marks on it, so who knows who the creator of it was. Okay. And I've shown how to do my typical style of binding for little golden books, and you can find the replays on YouTube. But I'll be doing a lot more of them because I'm going to be prepping them as journal bases for kits. So I might just hop on one day and do them and everything else, so that way you guys can see. Yes, so normally you're going to want to use glues that have like a very skinny type tip on it versus like a tip like this where you'd have a whole bunch come out. So many glues that are specific to paper are going to be thin ones, you know. Some of us use bottles like this Sweet Sugar Bell, and then we just put a nozzle with a very fine tip on it to where very little glue will come out. Because you want to be able to control where your glue is going and not end up with glue everywhere. Which is why that glue is frustrating, because it just goes wherever it wants to. And then you sit it down and then it oozes out. Ah, so frustrating. Okay, so I am going to trim in an angle here. And there's no perfect to it. You just need it to be, like I said, a little angled so that you don't have much issues when you come and bring it this way. It is very tricky and messy. Yes, it is. This is so true. Very, very true, my friend. You are so correct about that. It can be very tricky. And I'm using paper, but you can totally do this with fabric. And fabrics is a little easier to maneuver than paper. Not that you cannot do it with paper, okay? So now I'm going to glue this on the inside to create my hinge. Okay? So it's going to look this way. Okay? And then to cover this up here, we can put a cute piece of fabric or some lace or something of that nature. If you did fabric with my typical way of doing it, we would be putting fabric like this, and it would cover it could cover a good bit. But this is just a different way to do it, and I wanted to show you all how you can do that. So like this glue right here, this is Elmer's glue, Elmer's school glue, believe it or not. That's what I put in that bottle. And then this is Turbo Tacky glue. It just dries faster. That's all it's gonna do. It's gonna dry faster than your regular tacky glue. And many times when we are working with paper, we want it to dry fast, right? Or we need it to dry fast. So that's why our glitter glue is preferred, but it can be pricey. So I bought this to try it, and I actually really like it. I really, really do like it. Oh, what, this type of spine? Oh no, there's so many different ways to do spines, girl. You do the one that you prefer to do, okay? And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Like I said, there's different ways to do that. Take that extra glue off there. And see, like right now I need it to hold so that I can move on to my next side. So I can't have it like not holding. That would not be good. But if you want to see the other form of spine that I do with where I use Scotch tape, or you can use paper tape with it as well. Like I said, there's several tutorials for that on YouTube, because it is one of my more popular ways of doing it. Ah! I just got glue everywhere. I still haven't actually made a book. Binding a book yet is scary. Hey, binding a book is scary, but you know what? It's like anything in life. You gotta just get on that bike and ride it. You're gonna fall off, yes. It's gonna be scary, yes. But that's how you learn, because you're gonna learn, you know, what you like, what you don't like, what's gonna work for you, what's not gonna work for you. It's the only way, you know. So here is our book. Pretty cool, huh? Now, I want to essentially re-glue on the little golden part there, because I want to add a really cute ribbon on this end. So, and yes, if you guys have not tried doing a journal, like actually building one, you know, you don't have to build journals or albums to junk journal. You can take a composition notebook. You can take an old book and start journaling inside of it, you know. Yeah, and I totally messed this one up because I did it backwards. I did it upside down. So that's horrible. But, you know, just take an old book and you can journal in it. Like I said, I started doing journal pages in here. You know, it doesn't have to be, because at first, a lot of times it does intimidate, right? And it's okay if things are a little scary. It's trying, which is the important part. Alright, so I do want to add this back on, and I'm going to add it here on this end. Like I said, to give that allure of the little golden book, but then on this side we'll put a cute little ribbon for it. And I think I might have to put some book covers, some book corners, because that's kind of messed up there. So we're just going to add a little bit of this glue here. You know, and start small. I actually found that taking books apart helped me a lot to learn the structure of a book, of an album. And if you have that structure, it's a lot easier than when you go to build one, because you understand it. You understand the concept of the spine, the cover, the signatures. You know, because we have people who constantly are asking, what is a signature? What is this? What is that? You know, because they're not sure. And if you take the time to take a book apart, you'll learn that. Plus, you'll learn all the different types of binding. Depending on the book, it may be glued in. So what does that mean? That means you better have a really nice heat tool, because you're going to be heating up and melting a lot of glue to take those pages apart. That's what it means. Okay, I'm going to grab these and put some of these here. I'm glad that you're learning. I really do appreciate that. You know, that is what that's all I really want to do, is I just want to impart my love for creating and being able to show you guys the things I've learned. That's because, to me, that's what it's about. It's about us sharing what we've learned. Okay. Now, with the signatures, okay, with the signatures, there's two things that you have to keep in mind. Alright, that if I were to open this up and pull out the rest of the signature and add this in here, the story's going to be completely messed up. Okay? Which means that you have to have two signatures. Okay? The more you are able to keep the folios together, and a folio is this part. Okay? The more you're able to do that, the better it is, and the easier it is going to be for you when you go to bind your book. There's many ways to bind it. Miss Sue, if you guys missed it, Sue B Designs, she was on at 2. She was showing step by step, really close to the camera, which was really good, how she was sewing in her signature. Miss Amy has done that. She's shown how you sew in your signature. I've done it. So sewing your signature in is what most of us think of. Taking your needle with your wax thread and going through it all the way through your board and getting, that desired look. But there's other ways to do it as well. So this journal here has the travel style, which means that I've added an elastic. I don't think these pages are gonna, yeah, they won't. So what it means is I would take my signature and I have my elastic, and I would put my signatures through my elastic, and this is what holds it together without me having to tie this together. Oh, you do? Awesome. Do you have is it the one that comes with the little punch board that helps you find the guide to know where you're going to do your holes and all that? So this one, I did a brad up here. An eyelet. I put my elastic through it, tied it nice and tight, and that's what allows me to put my signatures through. And you can do as many as you want. Well, that is good. I've shown how to use that one because I have one of those. I actually have 2 of those. Hey there, Miss Carla. How are you, my friend? I have 2 different ones of those. The We Are Memory Keeper one, and then one that somebody did in a 3D printer. But I love it because it does help, for sure. If you don't have one of those, you can open up an old book and you can set it in the old book, and with your awl you can go through, okay, using the old book, okay, to catch it. Alright, so think of it like this. I have this book. I would put it through here, okay, and then now I can go through, and I'm not gonna hurt my hand. It's not gonna hit my desk, but I'm gonna make the holes where I need them to. Okay. If you don't have that punch board, that's a way to do it. Okay. So this is a signature. This is our second signature. What I'm going to end up doing to this signature is I'm actually going to end up adding pages in between here. Okay, to add volume to my signatures. And so I'll have 2 signatures to go in here. Okay. So I'll end up doing 2 sewn in signatures with this one. Alright, let me get some lace or ribbon, whichever one calls to me. Stay right there. My box of trims. Ooh, that is so pretty. I have to make sure to add some of that. Yes, the We Are Memory Keeper one is amazing. Alright, so that is one option. Or I could do something small and simple like that. I also have that one. I think that's too dark. Okay, so let's pull these out so y'all can vote. Oh, come on now. Okay, so I've got 3 options. Alright, and remember that, well, this is going to go just here on this part here to cover up the glue part. So, option 1 is this right here, and it would once it would like peep out a little bit on the side, not too much but a little bit. So that's option 1. Okay, option 2 is this silver, kind of eluding the glass slippers. Okay, so just a simple silver right there, nothing too much. Okay, and the last one that I pulled out is this one. So which one do you guys like? So that is B, C, and A. And as soon as you guys tell me, I'll know what to do, because you like the silver. Okay, so Miss Amy's voting for number 2, the silver one. Miss Glenna likes the last one, the one that has the lace with the little blue flowers. Okay, so that's 1 and 1. Another vote. I need at least somebody to give me a second vote on something. Oh, you're not helping, Miss Carla. It's between B or C. I needed somebody to like break that. That was not helpful. Wow, somebody else helps me with this. Miss Amy, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. Again, I'm so sorry for all the technical issues and having to get all the stuff restarted. But up after me was, I know I put her in the description because she is actually new to, well, I am following her. Jennifer with Sweet Angel Crafts. She is up after me. C brings out the lace and colors in her dress. Okay. So then it's then we're going with C, huh? We're going with C. That's what it sounds like to me. Right? We're going to go with C. You want to see? Oh yeah, don't worry, cause I'll be working on it. So yes. So that one right there. This will come over just a tad bit. unless I bring it over just a little bit, which will be fine either way. But I like that we kept and actually included it right there so we can see it. And that is going to be the cover for this. And this one I will put everything in for it. So, yay! See, exactly. Woohoo! So again, thank you so much, Miss Amy, for having me. Let us go watch Miss Jennifer. And I hope that everybody has had fun watching all of the inspirational for fairy tales today. So, I hope to see you guys very soon. Be blessed, my friends. Ciao! Oh, Miss Carla, I don't know if you can see much, but yeah, you can't, it's hard to see the purple, but it's there. It's there.